Hi, I'm Elizabeth Hellstern. I'm the Deputy Director of Visual Arts and Marketing here at Flagstaff Arts Council, located in the Coconino Center for the Arts. And this is our 14th annual It's Elemental exhibition. It's Elemental includes media from clay, fiber, metal, wood, and glass. And we have a lot of local artisans that participate every year. This show is really exciting. We have 65 pieces in this gallery, and this is a 4,000 square foot gallery. This piece is our title wall piece. This is by Sharon Richards, who is also the head of the committee for It's Elemental, and she's a fiber artist. This is a piece that's done in the traditional style of the Korean art form pujogi or bujogi, and it's silk organza. She hand stitches and machine stitches everything, and you can take a closer look, but it really is a nice artistic element. Fun to have Adrian Diano's tile rattle, which is metal married metal. That's copper and also silver. That's very difficult. She's a fine craftsman. This is called Lazy Bear. It's Valerie Cannell, and she is a pyrographer. This is Sonia London Hall. This is fused glass, or glass painting. And here we have ceramic. This is by Jason Hess. He's a local professor at the Northern Arizona University in the ceramic department, and he does a lot of ceramic work in the Tozan kiln. He's a very fine craftsman as well. And then this fiber piece is done by one of our jurors, Arlene Martins. And you can tell that she has a lot of skill with the fiber arts. Here we have again another piece by Sharon Richards, the bujogi. And this one is dyed with eucalyptus dyes. And you can see the stitching is really nice. And it is again on silk organza. We have a glass piece that's hand blown by another one of our jurors, Holly Graham, and pine needle baskets, which is really a fine craft that's unique to Northern Arizona, where we have a lot of pine needles. That's by Galena Franz. The craftsmanship is really great, and it takes a really long time. This is actually really hard. Pine needles are really tough to work with. They're sharp and can get difficult. And then this is a really great assemblage by John Stabila. It's it's a grandfather clock with a whole bunch of different machinery parts in it. This is an old cash register. There's the Vitruvian Man behind there. Just a whole bunch of details, a telescope or microscope on top. And I think that'll be really fun for people to look at for quite a long time. And we also have Catherine Farr has this crocheted shawl. And all these different colors. I really love that. It's a really great piece. This is fused dichroic glass by Patricia Kearney. This is another glass piece by Holly Graham, our juror for this show. And this ceramic piece is taking the aspen trees that are indigenous to our area. And Elizabeth Bonzani did that piece. Those are prayer vessels. They're very popular. And we have more glass. This is glass painting by Sonia London Hall, and also it has some metal in there. We have fiber arts here. This has some glass beading in it. It's called the Raven Quilt. And of course, ravens are very popular in Flagstaff. And you can see the little turquoise eyes are sweet. This again is by Valerie Cannell. This is pyrography, and I think this is a really unique piece because it is figurative, and not many other pieces are figurative in this show. We have this beautiful amphora by Rhonda Davis, another ceramist in town, and I love the colors on that. You can see this crystal glaze is really pretty on the sides. And this piece is by our juror, Arlene Martins. Again, she's been quite popular, exhibiting in our gallery quite a lot this year. And you can see that the silk is stitched together, is ruched together, and she spends a lot of time making sure that this piece is both craftsman quality and also artistic fine art quality. This piece is called Avatar by John Stabila. You might recognize the clock style. And he has a whole bunch of things sticking out of this old tuba. I think it's really fun to look at. Kids will probably enjoy that. And then here we have one of my favorite walls. This wall is really great. We have Brenda Smith with this canyon. What is it called? It's called Canyon Dreams. You'll notice the condors, which are something that everybody in northern Arizona is in love with. Everybody wants to see a condor. We have this piece by Margaret Anderson. It's called Sedona. The colors of our sister town Sedona are really well played out in this piece. And that is acrylic, fiber, and silk collage. And then we have this piece by Arlene Martins again. The funny story behind this is that she was making these silk scarves for a craft show that she was selling pieces at, and she accidentally snipped one of the corners and had to make it into an art piece. This one is by Jocelyn Shiner. She's a recent graduate of our Art Box Institute, and it's called The Folly of Pluto. And of course there are a ton of different details in that assemblage. A lot of it vintage. And I just adore these slippers. This one is called Grand Falloons by John Stabila, and I do happen to know that his wife's name is Suzanne. So there's an air de ballet up there in honor of Suzanne. These scissors, my grandmother would be proud of. And I used to have one of these to drain my vegetables in. This is a monoprint, a clay monoprint by Rhonda Thomas. It's called Inside the Womb. It's really interesting. If you come up close, you can see the texture of the clay. Very abstract. This one's appropriately called Nature's Sanctuary, I think because it looks like a stained glass window, of course. And it's one of our collaborative pieces. We have Kathy Borthwick and Sharon Richards who work on this piece. Kathy Borthwick is the metalsmith, and Sharon Richards is the fiber artist. This is fused glass, featuring some of our favorite aspens. It's called Secret Valley by Judy Hartman. And here is more fused glass. Dichroic Universe is what it's called, and also by Judy Hartman. Jerry McLaughlin is one of my favorite ceramicists in town. He's quite prolific. This is a beautiful example of a teapot fired to 2,365 degrees. It does have a cane handle. I think it's really lovely. We have Rhonda Davis, who does these masked ceramic pieces. And then we have Rena Hamilton, who does jugs. And those are really nice pieces too. And then again, this is Elizabeth Manzani with that divine prayer vessel. And it's called Divination. On the underside, you can almost slightly see the blue glaze. This is also by Brenda. Brenda Smith did this piece. It's called A River Runs Through It. And of course, it's referencing the Grand Canyon, because we love our Grand Canyon. She's a great fiber artist. Her pieces always sell. I am anticipating this will sell on Friday night right away. Now this piece is by Levon Miller. Levon Miller is a student at Northern Arizona University. He's probably 22 years old. He's really talented, as you can tell. It's ceramic. There's concrete and wire mesh on the bottom. This is called a teapot on concrete. This piece, I really adore this piece. This is also by a student, Louis Albertson. He got 4 pieces into the show, which is pretty exceptional for a student artist. And it's a thrown stoneware wood soda-fired jug. We have a lot of ceramics in this room. This is also by Jerry McLaughlin. This teapot is really well crafted. I love that glaze right there, that little red drip. This jug and sippers is by Rena Hamilton, and she did a lot of impression work on these little cups. This fiber quill is by Catherine Farr. It has glass beads, bugle beads in it, and you can tell that it's really well crafted. We have another pine needle basket by Galina Franz. She likes to work with different elements inside the basket. This is a jug by another ceremonial jar by another student at Northern Arizona University, Tolly Rippin. And this is really, I love the gracefulness of that thick jug. We have this jar, pitcher and tumblers by Rena Hamilton. She has some more impressions. And then we have the Coleman Anderson double-walled teapot, that is very difficult to do. This is a silk organza pujogi by Sharon Richards with ravens, of course, or blackbirds. And this over here, these pieces are by Sandy Quintanilla. Those, of course, reference our aspen trees. They're called The Eyes Have It. And this piece I just adore. It's really heavy. It's firmly secured on this wall. This is by Jerry McLaughlin. It's called Large Plate. This piece right here, I'm not suggesting you do this, but has a great sound. This Bell Fountain by Tom Williams. These 3 bowls are really great. They're glazed differently, each one. And they're by Louis Albertson. There is a Chino glaze, a wood fire, and a soda fire. This piece is called Moki Dugway. This is by Brenda Smith. Again, you can see the fiber artistry in there. These jewelry pieces require a little bit closer look. This piece, this brooch right here, is by Zach Cawthraid, and it's very, very beautiful with silver, gold, red jasper, and wassanite. Here we have Adrian Diano's married metal pieces. Those are called tile earrings, tile bracelet, and behind here we have the tile pendant. And again, it's copper and silver married metal. These pieces over here, this one is by Stuart Thompson. It's called Northern Arizona Skies. It's a pendant and a pin, 18 karat gold, sterling silver, turquoise, obsidian, white diamonds, all hanging on a sandstone rock. This ring is by Erica Mark, And it's called Sun Moon. It's brass, sterling silver, crushed lapis lazuli. And these bracelets are by Chris Norland. Chris has recently went from glass artistry into jewelry making. They're called the Laughing Waters bracelets. And we have labradorite, amethyst, and sterling silver. The piece behind there is by Zach Cawthraid. Colorado River pendant, sterling silver, gold, tourmaline, and moissanite. So this beautiful bench is kind of one of my favorite pieces in the show. It's by Michael Cawthraid. It has alligator juniper, and then it is juniper wood and Gamble's oak below it. And these pieces here, we can't forget about these. This is also by Louis Albertson, this teapot. It's with a chino glaze. This wood table is by our juror, Steve Warburton. It has turquoise inlay. This little vessel is called Angel's Touch by Elizabeth Bonzani, and the top has a citrine quartz crystal. This pitcher and the little glass sippers are by our juror, Holly Graham, and she's a local glass blower in town.